against me. You think it's yours to make, but you're wrong. There's nowhere to run, no place you can go, nowhere you can hide, where you won't be found. There's no way on up, hell would have to freeze over twice before I would let you go.
Hello and welcome to Brands Hatch. It's the shortest racetrack in the DTM history and it certainly was a very exciting race weekend. So here are the highlights. Enjoy.
Yes, thanks very much, Farina. Here they are on the grid getting ready on a very rainy Sunday afternoon. But it had been a different story during qualifying. The Kentish Speedway, always a popular stop for the DTM, the one British race. But the weather, well, it just wasn't being kind at all to the many spectators who turned out. Special footwear there for Gary Paffett. And of course, we haven't had a British winner this year. Let's check out the track with that Hankook tyres. 1.3, 1.9 kilometres around. And of course, always a very difficult start here, slightly angled towards the inside of the circuit. The track rises up before Paddock Bend, which is one of the greatest corners in motor racing, and that there's no doubt. Here we go, uphill slightly, and then a blind apex as you dive down there through Paddock Hill Bend, and then immediately the compression and uphill to the very long Druids Corner. Overtaking may be possible here if one tyre is worn out and the rival's tyre is fresh, otherwise it will be tricky. A short straight into the left-hander and then the long right in this kidney-shaped circuit, which finally brings the cars back onto the straight in only just over 40 seconds. Brands Hatch Indy circuit then, 98 laps on the schedule for this race here. And it will be all action throughout the lap. There's a lap record, 1:49.9, Miguel Molina last year. Well, big celebrations for Mike Rockenfeller. His first ever pole. Albuquerque was off. Bruno Spengler was disappointed and he got a two-place penalty because he had a wrong set of tyres on. But it was Rocky who was fantastic.
I'm obviously quite happy, or very happy. The team did a great job. They had a perfect strategy. And at the end, we had the freshest tyre in Q4, so that was important.
Bruno Spengler. Well, he wasn't happy at all. Administrative mix-up. There he is, just thinking his way round a lap. Administrative mix-up, put the teeth back in, and that dropped him 2 places, so he would start back on row 4 of the grid. Gary Paffett was looking good. Well, there's the red flag out. And that's Albuquerque's car being craned off the circuit. Some lurid moments too. There is Eduardo Mortara, who won here a year earlier in Formula 3, been the outstanding rookie. Gary Paffett, though, going out. And the qualifying really was decided just by thousandths of a second.
Yeah, very happy. It's tough here at Brands Hatch in qualifying because the times are so close and it's very easy to make a mistake. It's some real challenging corners here.
Problems for the man in third place in the championship, Timo Scheider, off at the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend. And Timo needed a good result here if he was going to stay in contention.
Yeah, frustrating again. We are struggling still with their quali performance, and Being P12 is frustrating for sure, but just 900 behind the leading pack, that's a shame, because I felt reasonably strong this weekend and I had a good feeling. We changed the setup completely after 3 practice sessions to the quali session. I was a bit scared about that, but it was a good choice. But like it looked like, not enough.
As we said, at Mercedes-Benz, paper mix-up meant that Bruno Spengler, wherever he qualified already 2 places further down, in fact, he only made it to a 6th. So could that jeopardise his title hopes?
Position 8 is not the best position to start from, especially here in Brands Hatch, because it's not a track where you can overtake really well. But the race is very long. We have 98 laps.
And what about his main rival in the championship, Martin Tomczyk, only 7 points behind. And Tomczyk was looking pretty good, qualified in 3rd place here.
It's very helpful when you get all the sectors together. That was the case, definitely. And I mean, 3rd position today, it's definitely a good start for tomorrow's race, especially when my main enemy, Bruno, is some places behind me.
But no question about the man on pole position in the E-Post Audi, Mike Rockenfeller. Well, Bruno Spengler has had 2 wins this season. Prior to the rain coming down, Farina Wright was able to talk to the French-Canadian as he makes another attack on the championship. And rumours persist that Bruno is joining BMW for next season.
I'm now here with Bruno Spengler. It was a very difficult qualifying for you yesterday, starting in P8. Where can you go from there?
I think, yeah, for sure, the qualifying wasn't very good yesterday. I was struggling a bit to get everything together in the first sector. But anyway, it was really close that I got to Q4. Today is definitely a different day. We have 98 laps, which is a very, very long race. You have to be consistent and doing qualifying laps the whole race, and this is what I'm going to try and do today, trying to be up front. We've done that in the past. We've done that in Spielberg. We started from P12 and finished 4th. So I think everything is definitely possible today. My team is always doing a great job setting me up the car for the race and also doing a great strategy. So if everything goes well, if I can stay out of the trouble in the first 3 corners, which is not always easy to do here, then it could go to the front.
Now, you're leading the championship, but Martin Tomczyk is 7 points right behind you, and in this case, he is in front of you for the race today. You're getting used to the fact that you're always a chase one, but in this case, I guess you're chasing Martin?
Yeah, I think it's also nice to be chasing. I like to chase. I always like to fight hard until the end. So today I take this position as it comes, and we'll really try hard to do the best out of it.
And there are rumors that you're going to BMW next year. Is that distracting you at all?
No, not really, because these rumors, I've heard them since January already, so it's nothing new. I'm just concentrating on my race today and also on the last races for the championship this year together with Mercedes, and that's all what counts at the moment.
And speaking of the race today, what's the strategy?
I can't tell too much about the strategy yet, but we'll for sure try to be up front.
Hi, best of luck. Thank you so much.
Just look at the weather. Saturday was a beautiful summer's day. Sunday, a torrential downpour. Just half an hour before the start of the race, and everyone having to change tyres, try and change some settings. For the spectators, they were stoical.
Here I am with Rocky, who's in the car ready, obviously not to get wet, and he claimed his pole position here. And Rocky, yesterday I think you were asked for a bit of rain. Maybe this is a little bit much rain?
Well, I didn't ask for it. I just said, let's see what happens. And yeah, definitely it's quite a lot of rain we had now, but I think it's getting a bit better. And at the end, it's the same for all of us. But obviously to be in the front is nice for the vision, for the view, but it's difficult to find because we haven't had any chance to practice. So I'm the first guy to see where the braking marks are and so on. So I hope yeah, that I will have a good race, even if it's wet.
But I guess we can expect a wild race?
I think it will be an interesting race for sure. Those conditions always mix it up more. Hopefully here in the first row it will all stay like it is.
Yeah, Mike Rockenfeller, his 48th DTM race, his first pole. I wonder what he can do here in these very trying conditions. Gary Paffett, of course, knows his way around Brands Hatch in the wet. Did a lot of his junior racing here, particularly in Formula Vauxhall Junior and Formula Palmer Audi. So he might have an advantage here. Martin Tomczyk, currently second in the championship, 2 wins already, starting from 3rd place. And Martin be a very good competitor in the wet. Let's see how he gets on. And then on the second row of the grid there, Jamie Green in the Mercedes. Disappointing season so far for Jamie. Could he come good here? Tyre pressure's very important in the wet, just being double checked there on Matthias Ekstrom's car, the Swede who won the previous round at the Nürburgring. And there, Ralf Schumacher, not good qualifying for him in 6th place in the Mercedes. But not a man that really knows Brands Hatch very well. Well, Molina, of course, trying to get his first points, and there Bruno Spengler down in 8th. Bruno really needed a good race here. Eduardo Mortara, again, as I said before, won the Formula 3 race here, best rookie in 9th slot. And we know that Mortara has really come to grips with these cars. The fans waiting for the start here. The lights are about to go out. And who is it? Rocky on the inside in the yellow car makes a good start. Look at Paffett coming across into 2nd place. Look at Ekstrom. Absolutely fabulous start from him. Tomczyk in 4th place. Timo Scheider seemed to go backwards. Rocky there at the front. Can he keep that up? Spengler's made a little bit of progress, I think. But very wet here. Graham Hill Bend onto the straight. Everyone seems to have stayed on the tarmac so far, behind the paddock. And look at Paffett. Oh, goodness me, Timo Scheider's been off. I don't know if that was a result of a collision. Timo Scheider has been off. Disaster for Timo, 3rd in the championship. A win here might have just put Timo back in contention. Remember, 3 more rounds after this. And look at Tomczyk goes down the inside at Paddock. That's a brave manoeuvre. Doesn't quite get past Gary Paffett. But look at Ekstrom already in 2nd. Then the battle for 3rd. And look at Matara. He flies round the outside there at Druids. And again, that's a brave move. And it goes down the inside of Gary Paffett, using a bit of muscle, gets through. Paffett gets on the grass. Car fishtailing around and drops back, and he's got Ralf Schumacher right behind him now. Disastrous first couple of laps then for Gary Paffett. And it just seems to me that the Audis are handling this weather better than the Mercs. I'm not sure if it's to do with any last-minute changes they made. Remember, the teams don't have much experience running these Hankook wet weather tyres. Rockenfeller, Ekstrom, Tomczyk, Mortara, Paffett, Schumacher, Jamie Green in 7th, Molina in 8th. Then it's Sprengler, Vitoris. And Vitoris fresh from winning a GP2 race the previous weekend. So Audis 1, 2, 3 and a 4. And then 3 Mercs behind them. Look at that, it's a wheel trim that has come off another car. Don't think that really will cause any damage. Expect they'll pull it off at the pit stop. Hopefully it hasn't damaged the radiator. Look at the rain on the lens. Great waves of water behind the cars. Visibility absolutely horrible. This is what it looks like from the number 7 car, of course. And Rocky, after 3 laps, pulled a 1.3 second lead out. Now this is a 98 lap race, all 1 hour and 15 minutes. In these conditions, I think it could well finish up to be a timed race. Again, difficult for our cameras even to see. There's so much rain came down. It was such a beautiful day on Saturday. There is Timo Scheider. And any hopes of a good result here already gone. And Molina is passed by Bruno Spengler. Spengler trying to get near the front here, but not finding it easy in this wet weather conditions. Rockefeller, Ekstrom, Tomczyk and Matara. There is Tomczyk. Tomczyk with 2 wins this season, revitalised driver. There's Christian Vitoris, and a bit of contact maybe there. Vitoris, the man who races in GP2 on the other weekends. There's a replay of the start, and a great getaway from Ekstrom. Gary Paffett just not got the feel for the car in these conditions. Now we can see it here from the number 8 machine. Whoa. And there is Ekstrom then. Made a fantastic start. Well, there, that was the spin that took Timo Scheider off. Just now seeing that. We didn't see that originally, seeing it in replay there. Onto the grass.
I thought the rain could help us, but unfortunately I got hit by Ollie Jarvis and he got hit by Mauro Engel. They spun me off in turn 3 and I lost some positions and I came into the pits because I had a puncture rear left. The guys haven't been ready for sure to change tires, and then we lost another bit of time, and then I was just driving behind the field and finishing the race.
Here at Brands Hatch, the rain continues to come down. Problems for Miguel Molina, and it looks as if he's going to retire very early on in this race. This is what happened. Collision with David Coulthard. That sent Molina to the pits with irreparable damage. Rockefeller still out in the lead. Tomczyk looking good. Ekstrom and Mortara. Tomczyk putting in some very good lap times, closing up a little bit on Mike Rockefeller. 4 rings of Audi, 4 Audis out front. On board with Ekstrom again, fighting for P2 here with the bright yellow and green Audi run by Phoenix Racing. 2 wins already this season to him. And look at him going down the inside, or is he going to go into the pits? No, he's not. He's going for it, and what a great battle here between the pair of them. That was Ekstrom, thought he could switch to the inside, get a better drive, but no. Rockefeller hanging on at the front, looking for his 2nd win in the DTM. His first, of course, came early in the season at Zandvoort. Then, of course, he had that huge hit at Le Mans. Missed 1 race. Tom Christensen subbed for him and got in the points. But now Rocky says he's got no after effects from that massive shunt. And look at this, Tomczyk goes to the inside. Opportunist move, but a great move there by Martin Tomczyk. Tomczyk moves in front of Rockefeller. I wonder what they think of that at Audi. Now Tomczyk's only realistic hope of winning the championship, and not winning in one of the top squad cars either, and that's never been done in the DTM. And remember, Phoenix Racing, who are based just by the Nürburgring, as we see that pass again in replay, Phoenix Racing never won a race up until this year. Tomczyk's changed all that for them. So, what about Ekstrom? Is he going to now attack his teammate? Mike Rockefeller looking good. Up at Druids. Not much room to overtake here. And you have to watch out for the river there. Oh, Jamie Green having a moment. Jamie Green's dropped back, I think. Sure what happened to Jamie just then. Jamie had high hopes for this race, as did Gary, but I spoke to them before the rain came down. There was the Jamie Green moment all through the gravel. And, well, Paddock Hill Ben catching out a man as experienced as Jamie Green in these awful conditions. Norbert Haug shakes his head, continues to chomp away on the gum. And look at Ekstrom. Ekstrom goes past Rockenfeller, so the man who led the race early on for the first 10 laps or so is now demoted to third place. Roar of the V8 engines round this Kentish Speed Bowl. Here's the replay of the pass by Matthias Ekstrom. Ekstrom really seems to have got his speed back in this second half of the season. Remember, just 3 races remaining, and Jamie Green has another spin, somehow gets away with that, but drops him another couple of places. Oh, torrid day for Jamie Green. I was trying to get past Oliver Jarvis, who'd been battling with him, and there's Ollie, who's also had something of a lacklustre season. But Ollie seems to be going pretty well today. Oh, Tomczyk's off! Tomczyk is off across the grass, and very lucky, regains the circuit, really without losing any momentum at all. There is Martin Tomczyk then. Big moment for the leader of the race. He's lost the front end grip, decided to take the trip across the grass. There's no grip out there. Somehow regained the track, and he is breathing a sigh of relief. And there he is. Look how he worked at the wheel through that. Seemed to take it quite calmly, in fact. One hand resting on the gillet. There is his girlfriend. That's Christina Sura, sometime racer in the SEAT Championship. Well, still got Tomczyk now in the lead from Ekstrom and Mortara. Got to be impressed by the rookie Mortara. There he is in the Playboy car. And Mike Rockenfeller dropping back, maybe into the clutches of the Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, Paffett now is indeed trying to get past the Audi. Paffett with Ralf Schumacher right behind him. So I think Rocky just hasn't got a feel for the balance anymore. And look at this coming out of the pits side by side. Surely they can't stay together through the kink. Well, somehow they do. And Rega van der Zande is in the red car, and Timo Scheider is 2 or 3 laps behind. Got away with that. Here is Rocky in for a completely fresh set of wets. On the sticker tyres, there's Ralf Schumacher having a good race. Schumacher currently in 4th place because all the grid positions, or the race positions I should say, changing around with the different strategies. Some people are staying out long. There's Tomczyk though. Tomczyk very consistent with his lap times. And that's what wins races. Tomczyk, a transformed character this year. He did lose quite a bit of weight, I believe, in the winter. Go on board in the number 14 car, Martin Tomczyk. 11 seasons in the DTM. Just knows these cars so well. Of course, they're all going to be museum pieces next year when we get the new carbon chassis car. All 3 manufacturers, BMW, remember, joining in. They all will have the same chassis, different bodywork, of course, different suspension, similar gearboxes, all retaining their own engines. BMW have a new engine, but these engines will basically be used, both Audi and Mercedes will continue to use the same. V8s here, 470 brake horsepower, and Timo Scheider might be 3 laps behind, but he's worrying Gary Paffett, trying to unlap himself. Again, the rain continues to come down. And Paffett makes a pit stop. Gary, former champion, still does duty as a test driver for McLaren. We've seen the man who won this race for the past 2 years, Paul di Resta. He's been here at Brands Hatch, and obviously interested to watch the progress really has made in that series, and it shows how competitive it is when somebody can climb out of a DTM car and be competitive in Formula 1. There's Martin Tomczyk then, just cycling through the pit stops at the moment. But on the projections of the time, Tomczyk still looking very good indeed. Here he's just going to come out. And he comes out behind Albuquerque, who started at the back of the grid because he dumped it into the gravel at the start of qualifying. And the Portuguese driver, a rookie, one of the rookies here. Martin Tomczyk, no rookie. Renger van der Zande, he's another rookie, the Dutchman, in the red Mercedes. They seem to have good pace there. Ekstrom comes in his Red Bull car. And another good race from Matthias Ekstrom, another man with huge experience in the DTM. And he goes out of the pit lane. Jamie Green in now. Oh, Rocky's off. Well, it might have been a great pole for Rocky, but it's not been going right for him in the race. So, having said that, conditions so bad here. I think they've been quite close to almost stopping this race, in fact. And just amazing that qualifying was held in beautiful sunshine, and now we've got this. Ekstrom. And that is really the gap between the leaders, Tomczyk and then Ekstrom, with 2 cars in between there. Susie Stoddard. Susie, one of the 2 girl drivers in this race. And there's Rocky, who's dropped back now. And Ralf Schumacher, oh, that's what happened to Rocky. He was nudged there by Ralf Schumacher. The stewards will look at that, I'm sure. And Ralf Schumacher pushing as hard, just tapped him. But these DTM cars, when they're right on the limit in the rain, they only need the tightest of little kisses, and that you go flying off. Christina Sura not happy with that. But her man's doing all right. This is not looking that good for Spengler. He comes in again, and we do the projections. If we stay where we are, but looks as if Spengler is going to lose the lead of this championship. Probably be just a point in it when it's all said and done. Oliver Jarvis pressing on there, Mortara. 3.2, that's a good stop. Remember, it's wet, the tyres are slippy. We know that 2.9 is just about as fast as you can ever go doing one of those pit stops. Remember, they put 20 litres of fuel in as well. 3.2 in the wet is pretty mega. Nice shot, Martin Tomczyk, relaxed at the wheel. His team boss, of course, is Ernst Moser. Tomczyk. See that paddock hill bend, how it just falls away. It's so easy to get sucked into that gravel. We saw it happen to Jamie Green a little earlier. There's Tomczyk. He's driving a magnificent race here. Oh, probably look, those screens have all gone blank. There's been an electrical problem down there in the pits, fortunately not in the commentary box. So, well, all the engineers and team management will be flying blind for a moment. Hopefully that will be restored. Yeah, quite a little bit of concern down there. They're not used to this situation. I have to get the old lap charts out. Pen and paper. But Tomczyk, just a succession of very quick laps. Doing a great job. Have they got any signals back yet? Well, I wonder what happened there. Seems to be power in the rest of the circuit. Suppose water must have got into the system. Around clearways again, there's Martin Tomczyk. Are they flickering into life? That's Gerhard Unger, the HWA technical director. Looks pretty tense. Bruno Spengler now trying to get a couple of points back, trying to get past Mike Rockenfeller. Well, Rockenfeller versus Spengler, that's a duel we saw at the Nürburgring. Spengler thinks about the inside. Nice little battle then for 6th and 7th places. Remember, Spengler led the championship at going into Brands Hatch last year. That was where Paul di Resta really made his push for the title. In the end, Spengler crumbled right at the final hurdle. Again, Spengler pushing hard. He needs those points. Currently just, we'll see if he's going to finish up in 7th place. But Rocky knows a thing or two about Brands Hatch. It's easy to keep somebody behind if you drive a slightly wider car. The circuit was swept very extensively before the start to get any rubber off, not just off the racing line, but throughout. Oh no, Rahal Frey is off and out of the race, as we have more pit stops here at Brands Hatch. Ralf Schumacher coming out. There's Martin Tomczyk into the pits, final of his 2 pit stops. No fumble, 3.2. Good stop for Tomczyk. The rain has eased a little here at Brands Hatch. Ekstrom makes his 2nd and final pit stop. Martin Tomczyk also coming out of the pits. Ekstrom behind him there, 1st and 2nd in this race. Some of the back markers going through David Coulthard. Look at Matari's been having a terrific event here. Mercedes final pit stop then. Spengler comes in. Is that championship lead going to slip away from him here? It really looks as if it might. And then the man from the Alsace, although with French-Canadian citizenship, gets back in the race. And look at this, and but Victoris in the silver-blue car getting a little bit mixed up. Timo Scheider's been doing great lap times, but unfortunately Timo Scheider lost those couple of laps early on. Huge disappointment for Timo. Shows he's still a great competitor. The fact he's still pushing hard, goes down the inside of Victoris. Final pit stop for Rocky. Must be feeling a bit disappointed, having started from the pole, led those first 10 laps or so. Here's Spengler then, with chasing Oliver Jarvis. Ollie having a much better race this weekend. Rockefeller's pit stop. Excellent 3.1, that team. Who practice it in the workshops. They're absolutely fantastic. Both teams fantastic with their pit stops. And I wonder next year with BMW, because they'll have 3 different teams, but the main one will be Schnitzer, the famous Schnitzer team. How good will they be at these DTM pit stops to start with? Still, we've got the rain on the lens. Can I just see a slight dry line there? Maybe I'm imagining things. But the rain is not coming down with the intensity we had through most of the race. Yeah, there is a dry line emerging, look. Spengler chased by Jarvis. Across the start-finish line. And absolutely this race will not go the full 98 laps. And we've got the yellow flags just been pulled in. They were removing the Rahal Frey car. And look, Rocky just coming out there, they like that, out. Rocky just staying ahead of Spengler. On board with Gary Paffett. Minutes ticking away in this race. There's Albuquerque. Drive-through penalty for Vittorius overtaking under the yellow flag. Should know better than that. Up at Druids again. There's Spengler. Spengler and Rockefeller fighting over 6th place now. And behind them, Jarvis has dropped back. And just saw it there, Jamie Green starting to attack him. Last couple of points or so. And Rocky seems to have pulled away a bit from Spengler. So Martin Tomczyk continuing with those fast laps. Look at this battle then. Jarvis. And Jamie Green. 2 Brits both came up through single-seater racing in the UK, know this circuit well. For the final point here at Brands Hatch. But this has been about Martin Tomczyk, who's driven a superb race, hasn't put a wheel wrong, except, of course, we had that little trip over the gravel, but you know you're having a good day when you have an incident like that and you get away with it. Still that battle, 6th and 7th places. There's Spengler. He would so much like to win this championship. No one will officially confirm that he is joining BMW, but all the German press say he is. BMW will probably tell you unofficially that he is, but it can't be announced yet. And that is huge, of course. If he wins the #1 plate, then he'll be taking it to another manufacturer. But, well, at least we know it's superb that we've got the 3 manufacturers for next season here. It will change the whole dynamics of this DTM racing. But certainly we've had a good race here at Brands Hatch. Look at Martin Tomczyk then. Tomczyk reels off another lap. Ekstrom, not that far behind. Ekstrom's driven well. Ekstrom closing a bit on Tomczyk. They're good friends, the pair of them. Known each other a long time. Green ahead of Jarvis now. And there's Maro Engel. We haven't mentioned him much in this race. But now closing a few corners for Martin Tomczyk. Looking for his third DTM victory of the season, the 7th in his long career. Another 1.9 kilometres in the book. On to the last lap then. For 1 hour and 15 minutes are all but up. So last lap for Martin Tomczyk. Don't put a wheel wrong in this race, which has been so tricky, so difficult in these conditions. Final couple of corners. Martin Tomczyk heads towards a very soggy checkered flag here at Brands Hatch. Here he comes. Martin Tomczyk not only will take the victory, but will retake the lead of the championship. And round number 7 falls to Martin Tomczyk. There's Christina Sura. She's happy with that. They'll be celebrating a little bit tonight. There's Dr. Ulrich. He is, of course, delighted. Mortara third. Audis fill all 3 places on the top step of the podium. Gary Paffett comes home in 4th place ahead of Ralf Schumacher. And Ernst Moser there celebrating for Phoenix Racing. Tomczyk, Ekstrom, Mortara, Paffett, Schumacher, Rockenfeller, Spengler, Green, Jarvis and Engel. That is the top 10. Jarvis just out of the points. Tomczyk winning by 2 seconds when they finally came to the line. So not all the cars finishing, of course, including Ray Halfrey. Let's hear now from Verena.
We've got 1 second with Martin Tomczyk. Congratulations, you certainly aced this race. Not only did you win the race, you're also leader of the championship again.
It's a great feeling. I mean, winning that hard race, it was cool. It was nice to see some Audis in the rearview mirror. Anyhow, we keep it really tough to the end and I keep on fighting.
All right.
And Matthias Ekstrom came home in an excellent 2nd place.
It was a fantastic race for you. You're happy with the result?
Yeah, I mean, for me it feels like a win. I mean, I had a great start, a great car. The car was fantastic all race long. And yeah, I had no mistakes. I was driving, and in the end, I was very, very happy for Martin. He's leading the championship again, and now it will stay like that. I promise you. I will help him as much as I can, because one day everybody deserves to get payback for the work you do. And this year, I think it's Martin's year, and I will definitely do my utmost to help him, because it feels like somehow like a brother to me, because we have been now 11 years together in the team, and I get goosebumps when I think of him, because it's he has been fighting really, really hard for many, many years, and now it's 3 races more to go, and keep focused is the word, and in the end we hope to be happy in Hockenheim.
All right, thank you so much, Matthias. Very warm words there from you.
And 3rd place for the rookie, Eduardo Mortara, first time on the podium.
Congratulations, your first podium in the season. How does it feel?
It feels fantastic. It's definitely a great feeling. And today was a really tough race. I had a fantastic start. Don't know, it's the kind of start that you do maybe once in your career, and I could overtake, I don't know, like 3-4 cars. I was already P4, P5 at the end of the first lap, and then fantastic car. I was a bit worried at the end, honestly, to be honest with you, with Gary. He was coming back, and but yeah, it's a fantastic result for me, for the team, for Audi, for Martin today also, so definitely a good result.
Fantastic, thank you so much, congratulations.
Definitely a good result, and of course changing the Drivers' Championship. Tomczyk now in the lead by 1 point from Bruno Spengler. Ekstrom way back there with 29, as is Timo Scheider.
Today was a hard race for us. We gave our best. We tried really everything we had. My guys did great pit stops, really quick ones, even though these hard conditions. And for myself, I just tried to stay on track and be consistent, make no mistakes. That's what happened. I was not the quickest, but I didn't do mistakes. And this was important today. I scored 2 points. And I'm looking forward to the last 3 races.
So Spengler in a relatively upbeat mood. What about his team boss?
Yeah, our pace in the heavy rain was not good enough. It was better later on when the track dried up a little bit. But at the beginning it was not good enough, and that's why we have these results. The point standings at the top are separated by 1 point. So that's thrilling, that's good. 3 races to go. The championship has restarted.
But the mood in the Audi camp was definitely upbeat.
Certainly is very happy, a very emotional moment. Congratulations, what a brilliant and spectacular race.
Yeah, it was. It was a difficult race for the drivers. It was difficult to decide when to change tires and on which tires to go. But I think at the end we did it all right. We had a very strong performance from the team. And Martin just made with his very special performance him the winner that was just dominating the race.
He won the race and he's also the leader of the championship again by 1 point.
Yeah, it's 1 point now, the other way around, but it's still some races to go and we know it's tough.
Certainly is tough. Well, that's it from me, Andrew Marriott, Audi 1, 2, 3 here. Let's hand it back to Verena for her final words.
We certainly had a very exciting race weekend here in Brands Hatch. A triple victory for Audi. What a day. Got Tomczyk in first place, followed by Ekström, and then a rookie on the podium in third place, Edoardo Mortara. So that certainly was very exciting. And Martin Tomczyk is leading the championship. So I will see you in Aschersleben. Till then, bye-bye.